Malaysian society is a society that cares and cooperates with each other when an area or someone is hit by a disaster. They will make various donations to alleviate the flood, landslide, and other disaster victims. This has been an obligation for every Muslim to help each other when they are in trouble.
In 2015, United Nations has adopted Sustainable Development of Goals (SDGs) or can be called as the global goals. This is because United Nations add it as a one of universal call to take action or responsibility towards to protect the planet and poverty and make sure that each of every people enjoy prosperity and peace by year 2030. SDGs are integrated because they realize that action in just one specific area will give effect towards outcome in others, as development must be balanced between economic, social, and environmental sustainability. Therefore, SDGs has 70 goals, which are no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institution. And the last is partnership for the goals. United Nations SDGs also has 169 targets, where 13 targets covering the broad spectrum of WHO works. In the SDGs goal, almost all 16 goals are health-related or towards achievement contribute in health indirectly. For an examples, the third SDGs goals that promote good health and well-being, technology, knowledge, financial resources, and creativity are the necessary from everyone, which is to communities, in order to accomplish SDGs in each part. So, the country need to commit it into focus on progress for those who are far behind, so that no one is left behind anymore, as all will equal because the creation or objective of SDG is to end hunger, poverty, discrimination against between women and girls, and disease such as AIDS. This will promote prosperity between poor, rich, and middle income, while protecting the environment and tackling climate change.
But have you ever wondered why no one organization or center will gather NGOs or group that like to help in one building or organization? For example, like now, when there are too many NGOs that manage food, this thing will be wasted. Everyone wants to give foods, everyone wants to give goods, so this thing will give the problem to others and eventually cause the wastages. If there is an organization or group that become the leader of the NGOs or the group that's help, all the system will be more easier. So, we want to introduce our product and service, which is charity bank. So to give the solution for this product, we want to introduce the product, functions, and advantage of our product that will give the benefit to the community. To find out more about our product, I will pass it on to Siti Nur Eliana to explain it.
Hello, I am Siti Nur Eliana binti Taja Arifin. I would like to introduce our service. As you can see in the center, this is our logo. Our service is named as Charity Bank Malaysia, as it was founded by the non-profit organization called Charity Malaysia. We aim vision and mission for this service. We vision our product will be full of integrity, justice, and full compliance in Sharia according to Islamic law guided through Al-Quran and As-Sunnah. Besides that, we also ensure our service to focus on helping people in need that elements of the system is according to Islamic law, at the same time to nurture humanity spirit on nations as one. We hold our aim for this charity service based on one fragment verse from Al-Quran in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 2, which said, "Cooperate with one another in goodness and righteousness, and do not cooperate in sin and transgression." We want to make a first service for Malaysian people in need to help them nurture Islamic values and elements through our service for our customers. We explicitly prohibit any cooperation that is against from Islamic and Sharia compliance, such as corruption, gambling, and uncertainty. This is our organization. We started charity bank that is founded by Nur Izzati binti Narzu. She is the founder of Charity Bank Malaysia. Along with her, there are 4 other co-founders which are Nur Asma'ul Husna Maliki, Nur Nabila Nazwa Nurzam, Sarah Hatika Sabaruddin, and Siti Nur Aliana Tajarifin. The establishment of this charity bank will be in Kuala Lumpur as the headquarters. We also plan to make few branches around Malaysia. As for now, there are three branches we propose on, which are in Shah Alam Selangor, Seremban Negeri Sembilan, and Kuantan Pahang. We want to make sure our beneficial service will be accessible to Malaysians nationwide and easier for them to get the necessity in the short period. Next, I will present to you our service prototype. As you can see in above left side, there is outside view of our headquarters. Then at the right side, it is our floor plan on our bank. Then the plan is likely the same as other normal plans out there. But I want to point out that we have bank of donors on the back to keep all the goods, properties, and money in safekeeping box securely. So any people that wanted to donate, they can easily drop off their goods and properties here. We promise along the terms and conditions. And for the below side, it is outside view of our branches, same like other banks. And there are also has a special ATM machine for people to chip in their money for donation. Next, I will pass to next presenter for the function of this service. Thank you.
As we discuss and talk more about charity bank, did you guys wonder what is exactly functions of our service and how can it be related to usul fiqh? The first function of charity bank is to serve as a leader to all individuals and NGOs and organizations. As we all know, there is a lot of people who actually involve themselves participating in this group, either giving donation to needy people by using their personal or group funds. The role of charity banks is to organize and provide information on when they should act, how much needs that need provided, what type of need are required, and where the most desperate area need to be helped. It will allow them to distribute the donations more quickly, allowing them to assist more people. Next, charity bank will be the core resources to raise funds. We will be the center place to collect the donations from people who volunteer to help, regardless whether through the aids of goods or money. The donations will be given and distributed according to their respective categories such as shelter, food, clothing, and necessity. Last but not least, the functions of the charity bank become the primary locations for Muslims where donations and funds cannot be obtained through thieves or gambling, and goods must be obtained from halal resources. This is because the Quran Surah Al-Ma'idah verses 90 has mentioned that Muslims need to be avoid involvement with any types of goods or actions that's forbidden in Islam to be successful. So we move on to the next slide. How can charity bank service be related to usul fiqh? If you guys look closely to our charity bank, we cannot deny that it will involve transactions from one party to another. It does relate to a fiqh mu'amalat that we have learned, in which any form of mutual dealing between men, particularly in matters of trades and commerce. To add more, muamalat also is a type of social relationship that involves both economic and non-economic activities. Therefore, for charity banks, the most important basic things for us to understand in muamalat are: we need to be clear about the property or goods that we receive, on what basis. It is a serious topic because in Islam, when a person uses property from a forbidden sources in livelihoods in which he engages, then the law is haram. With regards to all the charity banks, if any mistake occurs in which there is mix between haram and halal resources or unknown sources of donations, we will assume that it's shubha property. By that, we know that the person who received the property through the donations or alms are halal to receive it and do not need to return it. But with the conditions, they are not directly involved in promoting illegal activities. This is because in Quran Surah Al-An'am verses 164 mention no one is responsible to the sin of another. When dealing with forbidden properties, the sins of committed illegal act is borne solely by that person and not by others who transacts with him.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sarah Atikah and I am going to share with you what does make our charity banks much more different than other banks. So as we can see, nowadays Malaysia are shocked by news that we are badly affected by rainy seasons. So this is where charity banks become very helpful, which we improve the flow of transaction of those donations. Sometimes when we donate something, they tend to occur some problems and a delay. So charity banks are actually much more expeditious, which can deliver those donations to each state less than 24 hours. And as you can see, this already reached our goals of sustainable development goals, which is peace, justice, and strong institutions. Secondly, we are actually a Sharia compliance charity banks. Yes, you heard me. A Sharia compliance charity banks. Sometimes there are non-Muslim and Muslim who are being helpful to donate all stuff of donations to the needy. But charity banks set a standard where only donations from halal sources are able to get through. We are not going to accept any haram sources. For example, profit of selling cigarettes, profits from selling alcohol, and other haram sources. Charity banks will avoid from accepting these donations so that we can give every Muslim and every non-Muslim and fulfill all their needs with halal sources. Lastly, we actually create and accept variety type of donations. Sometimes there are cases that mention there are too many people donate foods, donate clothes, which actually leads to wasteful donations. So, in order to curb this situation, charity banks actually create different sectors of donations for each state. For example, if Pahang in need more of clothes, they will give more clothes to Pahang. If Negeri Sembilan are in need more of foods or medical help, they will give more medical help and foods. And that is why charity banks are very different than other banks.